Welcome to White Oak Garden and Estates. I'm Don Dubuque, and I'm here with Chef John Folse at our extension of the Chef John Folse Culinary Institute, and I am an enrolled student here. What's on the lesson plan today, Chef?
Well, boy, I tell you what, today is Tontesse. That's my old grandmother. Tontesse is turkey and andouille fricassee. Now, of course, as a student of mine, you would probably just call that a stew. But a fricassee just makes it sound so much better because it's in French, right?
I got it. Okay, a fricassee.
Fricassee, yeah.
And what kind of fricassee?
Well, we're going to do a turkey and andouille, and of course we have turkey here and we have andouille. And this is a recipe from as I mentioned, my grandmother from back Vassar on Lake des Allemands, Lake of the Germans. And if I remember correctly, this is probably the first dish I ever cooked as a child to say I've cooked the dish. This would have been
well, you ought to have it right by now, huh?
I do, right. So now I'm going to have you dump in. I have my oil in here. We're going to make a typical Cajun roux, right? Just a dark brown roux. So you're going to dump it in. You're going to see the steam.
Ooh, watch it, yeah.
Now you see the steam.
Talk about talking
look,
and screaming.
Look at the steam coming out of that pot. You see that steam? That's
pretty
important
stuff.
because people don't realize that the flour is very hydroscopic. So in Louisiana, where we have so much moisture in the air, it picks up all of that moisture. And you can see now how we're starting to get a little bit color. And I'm gonna switch over now to this, because as the flour starts to stick to the bottom of the pot, I wanna make sure that it browns nicely. So, and now I'm gonna burn it if I don't chill it down. So I'm gonna chill it down by putting the onion, celery, bell pepper in. Let's go ahead and dump it in there, put the Trinity in, just dump it all in there at one time. And that's going to cool that roux down and protect it from overcooking or scorching. And look at the steam from the vegetables. See the steam from the vegetables coming out? That means it's cooling the roux. Look at the water coming out of that vegetable. And that's an important thing right now, because as the water leaves the vegetables, they start to caramelize, and that's where your flavor comes from. If you don't get that water out, you're not getting caramelization of the vegetables, which is where Louisiana cooking gets its true flavor, right? So let's go ahead and put in our garlic at this point. It's right in front of you. Just dump it in, now protecting the garlic, because the garlic will scorch and burn right away. So we want to make sure that we cool things down before garlic goes into the pot. And then we can add our meat right there. We got our
turkey or andouille?
Well, we can add them both. Put about half and half. Put about half of that in. Just there you go. Just put it in. That's our nice andouille. Put good smoked flavor in the dish.
Explain andouille. Not everybody speaks your language here.
No, that's right. Well, andouille is just a French version of a smoked sausage. It's normally it distinguishes itself from sausage because the andouille is in the beef middle casing, so it's about that round. It's about twice the size of what you would consider a regular sausage. So when you see a really thick, heavy sausage, it's probably going to be andouille, especially if it's smoked.
And andouille is made for cooking as a seasoning into it. You wouldn't just get a link of andouille and put it on a po' boy sandwich.
No, it is a seasoning. You're exactly right. Now what we can do, Don, is add a little bit of our stock. And Don, you can put a little salt and pepper in there if you want to. Get a little seasoning in. Look how nice that is. Really, really nice. There you go. Never too much. Never too much. Now, a little bit of the green onions and parsley you have over there. Let's put a little bit more in. There you go. You can't ever oversee. Yeah, just go ahead and put it in there. So I'm going to add that in. And of course, just let that simmer nicely.
What we're going to do with this? We're going to drink this?
Or? Oh, no. We're going to wait until he comes back to that. See, he's coming back to that little ball. Now you go ahead.
It's ready?
Yep.
What are we putting in here? Let's talk about it.
A little bit rum, a little bit bourbon, a little bit whichever one you want.
Still water.
Still water, right. Still water bourbon. Here in the state, we have bourbon and rum, and we use it as an ingredient. So it doesn't really matter if we want, especially in these dark roux, a good bourbon and rum really works well. mushrooms. About half of that will
So
look
the
good.
mushrooms.
And yeah, just whatever wild mushrooms you have out of the
A little
store.
more green onion.
Green onions and parsley right at the end. We want to maintain that nice color. So, like I
a
say,
little parsley.
we eat with our eyes first. So you want to kind of get it in there. This is the time that we put our spoon in and taste for salt and pepper, obviously, because it's really, really done. So you ready to go? You got your little patty shells?
All right.
Okay, look at here. I'm gonna get the real. Oh my God, look at that, huh?
Ooh.
So I'm gonna fill up those little patty shells with that juice, and I'm gonna go ahead and put another little bit here in this next one. A little nice fresh parsley right on top of it like that. Ooh, Lord, reminds me of my baby picture. Y'all take a look at that. Beautiful,
It is pretty.
beautiful. Look at that.
Steaming hot too.
Oh my
Your
God.
Mamére would be proud.
Turkey and andouille fricassee and patty shells.
Yes,
Oh,
indeed. Get you
wow.
some.